The Volvo XC90 and the Genesis GV80 are poised to dominate the conversation in 2025. Both SUVs have carved out impressive niches, with the XC90 boasting a legacy of Swedish elegance and cutting-edge safety, while the GV80 continues its reputation of offering near luxury at a competitive price. In 2023 and 2024, the Volvo XC90 sold just shy of 40,000 units. In contrast, the Genesis GV80 experienced a significant surge, with US sales reaching 23,000 units in 2024, up from 19,700 units in 2023. These figures highlight its increasing appeal among consumers. So to help you choose, in this video we will compare both SUVs' designs inside and out, pricing and how they drive. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. The 2025 XC90's front end is a masterclass in minimalist elegance. The iconic Thor Hammer's LED headlights have been slimmed down and now extend further into the front, providing a more pronounced T-shape. The grille has been updated with a sleek crosshatch design, while lower down, a sculpted bumper integrates sleek air intakes and optional chrome accents, giving it a more polished look. From the side, it's sleek and modern, with smooth lines just make it look sophisticated, while the pronounced wheel arches that house the newly designed 20 and 22-inch wheels give it a commanding presence on the road. Out back, the first thing you notice are the vertical LED taillights, which have become a hallmark of Volvo's design. For 2025, these taillights have been subtly updated with a more three-dimensional look, while the rest remains largely unchanged. On the other hand, the Genesis design team churns out one stunning product after another, and the GV80 is no exception, implementing the brand's split headlights and shield-shaped grille with a dramatic roofline and wider taillights, though it's 1.5 inches lower compared to the Volvo. The signature quad-line headlights use slightly softer shapes, making it stand in contrast to the XC90's sharp ones. The side profile features a shoulder line that extends from the hood cut to the taillights, and a fillet of chrome breaks up the lower bodywork, though size-wise, the GV80 is both shorter and lower than the Volvo, giving it a sportier look. The tailgate is clean with sharp lines and uses a gentler angle for the rear glass. The exhaust tips no longer poke out of the bumper, with a massive set of 22-inch wheels rounding out what is a really handsome, distinctive design. Overall, both SUVs are very good looking in their own rights, so which one is better will definitely come down to your personal taste. Jumping inside the 2025 XC90, you'll notice it keeps things pretty familiar. The steering wheel, gauges, and gear shifter are the same in other Volvos, so if you've been in one before, it will feel like home. The materials are very nice, with everything feeling solid and well made. The dashboard has a cool 3-layer design that wraps around into the doors, making the whole cabin feel warm and cozy. There are new interior trim options, and the standout is definitely the navy-on-navy herringbone design you see here. This subtle yet stylish pattern feels like a tailored suit. What's even cooler? The seat material is made from recycled polyethylene, which is hard to believe considering the plushness of the surfaces. As for infotainment, there is a Google-based infotainment system with a revised layout displayed on a larger 11.2-inch screen. The new display is bright and crisp with an intuitive layout, but its reactions can feel a little bit laggy sometimes. A 12.3-inch gauge cluster is standard and can display maps from both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. As for Genesis, the GV80 interior is a classy joint, all soft-touch materials and clean flowing lines instead of the more horizontal look of the XC90. A wide, mostly unadorned dashboard houses a massive 27-inch OLED display right on top, and the 2-spoke steering wheel is now replaced by a new 3-spoke wheel that feels more at home than the previous one. The high center console and well-placed door panel armrests create a cozy front row, with abundant accent lighting creating 2 distinctive spaces for driver and passenger. A thin strip of metallic trim hides the center and passenger side climate control vents, under which lies a sloping HVAC panel that flows into the center console. As for infotainment, you will be happy to know that the massive landscape-style 27-inch screen is standard on all trims. The latest user interface is easy to understand, though the touchscreen might be hard to reach for some. Thankfully, there is a rotary dial on the center console to easily access the menus. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. Overall, the quality and design of both the GV80 and XC90 interiors are fantastic, but the Genesis certainly stands out against most of its competition. As for passenger and cargo space, the XC90 delivers. Up front, the seats are fantastic, with plenty of side support, and it's easy to find a comfortable driving position with extendable thigh support for taller people. The second row is spacious too, with a bench seat and 7-passenger seating. The third row is fine enough for adults for a short trip. Headroom is great in all 3 rows. As for cargo space, behind the third row you get 22 cubic feet, folding flat you get 50 cubes. With all the seats down, you get 80 cubic feet. The Genesis, on the other hand, is just as comfortable with nice, cushy seats, and thanks to a long 116-inch wheelbase, there is more than enough room for both driver and front passenger. The second row slides and reclines to a surprising 22 degrees, the most in the class, and offers one of the best legroom figures, beating the Volvo by 2 inches. The third row, however, available only on the 3.5T Advanced trim in the US, is tolerable for adults, but the XC90 offers 2 inches extra legroom back there. Cargo space is smaller in the XC90 almost across the board. You've got just 11.6 cubic feet behind the third row. Fold them or opt for the 5-seater and space grows to 35 cubes. Fold both rows down and you get 84 cubes. When it comes to pricing, the 2025 XC90 starts at $59,700 for the core trim. As standard, you get seating for 7, an 11.3-inch touchscreen, power-adjustable heated front seats, and 20-inch wheels. Next is Plus at $63,900, while the top-of-the-line Ultra trim costs $68,245. As for Genesis, the company has not forgotten how to offer its customers good value. The base 2025 standard model starts at $58,200 with a 2.5-liter engine, and it includes 19-inch wheels, heated front seats, and the 27-inch OLED screen. Advanced is $66,100, and the top Prestige trim goes for $70,950. If you want the 3.5-liter V6 engine, you add $8,000 to any of these trim levels. As you can see, the 2025 GV80 offers all the panache of its competitors at a reasonable price, but the updated XC90 is really putting Genesis in a tough spot and would be my pick here if the lower-powered B5 model is enough for you. Now, when it comes to powertrains and driving, the 2025 XC90 sticks with its tried and true powertrains, all paired with an 8-speed automatic and standard all-wheel drive. The lineup starts with the B5 model, which gets its power from a turbocharged 2-liter 4 producing 247 horsepower. Step up to the B6 and you'll get the same engine with added supercharging, bumping output to 295 horsepower. At the top of the range is the T8 plug-in hybrid, which combines a 310 horsepower turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder on the front axle with a 145 horsepower electric motor on the rear, along with a 14.7 kilowatt-hour battery pack. The biggest mechanical update for 2025 is to the base suspension, as it now features a bypass function. This allows the suspension to better absorb sharp, fast impacts. Ride quality has never been its strongest suit, but for those seeking an even smoother ride, the air suspension is still available as an $1,800 option on the top Ultra trim. The B5 engine delivers solid mid-range torque, making it feel responsive in everyday driving situations. However, when you floor it, the B5 can feel sluggish and sound a bit buzzy, while also being slower compared to many of its rivals. However, it's also more affordable than many in its class. On the other hand, the T8 plug-in hybrid steps up, giving it a more refined sound and better performance with instant torque when needed. In contrast, the Genesis GV80's powertrain is refined and masterfully executed. The base model features a turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-4 engine producing 300 horsepower, 53 horsepower more than the base XC90, which is sufficient for most driving needs. The top trims Advanced Plus and Prestige can be had with a 375 horsepower 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission which achieves 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. Although some competitors offer more powerful engines beyond their turbo 6-cylinder models, Genesis sticks with its V6, which provides ample power for daily driving without being overwhelming. It also excels in ride quality, even beating that of the XC90, absorbing road imperfections smoothly. However, its handling slightly falters in corners with minor oversteer if driven aggressively. A standout feature of the 2025 GV80 is its impressive noise insulation, offering a serene cabin experience akin to that of a Mercedes Maybach, making it an attractive option for those prioritizing luxury and comfort over raw power. So, which one should you choose? Well, I think it's rather simple. If you value brand recognition, then the Volvo is your choice here. But if all you want is luxury and comfort, then the GV80 is the one to go for.